to talk about some lessons we're both going to learn, because Shark Tank has been an extraordinary experience for us as investors. There's very few shows on television that ever last past 7 years, and Shark Tank is going into its 11th season. That's extraordinary. That means I've seen thousands of pitches, and I mean thousands. Now, if you recall how this works, you always hear the sharks talking about what's proprietary about this deal, what's unique about it, how do I protect my money, how do I get it back? Lori, does it have a patent? Does it have a patent? Does it have a patent? Over and over and over again. I get what she's doing. She's trying to protect her capital. But in the 4th year of Shark Tank, when tens of millions of people were starting to watch it, I started asking myself, what's it worth to get on that show, even if you don't get a deal? What's it worth for 10 million people to see you, your idea, your product or service? That has to have some value. It can't be worthless. That's got to be extraordinary for everybody. And how to measure it? How could it be tested? How could you find out what that's worth? Because I certainly wanted to know. And then I thought to myself, what if we went in a different direction? What if we said, okay, instead of investing in something that's proprietary, what about taking a commodity, something that's ubiquitous in America, something that there are 10,000 companies doing the same thing, of which you've never heard of one of them and never will, and we just plucked one of them, just one, and put it on the Shark Tank platform? Could we measure what would happen to it? In other words, take a commodity and stick it on Shark Tank and see if that somehow differentiated that outcome. And then, along comes a company right here from hometown Boston called Wicked Cupcakes from Cohasset, Massachusetts. The chance they were going to get a deal, zero. Nobody's going to invest in a cupcake commercial kitchen because there's 10,000 other ones. I guarantee within 5 miles of here, there's 5 commercial kitchens making cupcakes for tomorrow's coffee shops. You've never heard of them, you never will. But here's this company that comes on Shark Tank with the kahunas to ask for money for a commercial kitchen. And I thought, this is the one. This is it. Why not do a deal with these guys and see what happens? Just what happens to them? Now, the reason I want you to see this one is this deal forever changed how we as investors thought about Shark Tank. It changed forever the way companies that came after it thought about social media. It changed forever the way many companies now use media to reduce their customer acquisition costs. It changed everything. This deal was a first in every way. So what I want to do right now is I want to take us back in time, a little journey here, back to season 4 of Shark Tank and show you a couple of minutes of the Wicked Good Cupcakes pitch. Then I'm going to share with you what happened. And we're all going to learn something tonight. I don't care if you work in a business or starting a business or want to be in business. This company taught so many people so many lessons on their extraordinary journey and the outcome of what occurred that it changed the Shark Tank platform forever. So let's watch a couple of minutes of Wicked Good Cupcakes from Cohasset, Massachusetts. Very cool we're doing it here. We're very close. And I've shown this to people all across America because the lessons learned are extraordinary. Here it is.
My name's Tracy Noonan, and this is my daughter Danielle. We're from Cohasset, Massachusetts.
And our company is Wicked Good Cupcakes. We're from Boston. Everything's wicked pizza here.
Our cupcakes are baked fresh daily from scratch. No boxes or mixes are ever used. We're at a point where our company is growing too fast for us to keep up. And we actually have a new twist on how to share our Wicked Good Cupcakes with the nation.
Did you know about them before?
I'm Tracy Noonan, and this is my daughter Danielle. We own and operate Wicked Good Cupcakes.
We're here today seeking $75,000 in return for 20% equity in our company. We received tons of requests to ship our cupcakes nationwide. It was a big challenge, though, trying to figure out how to keep them fresh and intact. And that's when we came up with the idea of shipping them in a jar.
Our cupcake jars are baked fresh daily, We layer them with homemade frosting and filling, ship them in gift boxes with spoons so they're ready to eat right out of the package.
Basically, they appeal to anyone with a mouth.
Well, ladies, let me say welcome to the Shark Tank.
Thank
from
you.
a fellow Bostonian. I live on Marlborough Street.
Oh, I love Marlboro Street.
That is one damn good jar of cake.
Growth potential that we have discovered with these is phenomenal.
Tracy,
and
it's not patented. Someone else can put a cake in a jar and ship it across the country.
absolutely they could.
So tell me what your plan is. How are you going to grow this business quickly?
We want to be the Ben and Jerry's of cupcakes in a jar.
How many days is the shelf life of a jar?
7 to 10.
7. So you've
7
gotta,
to 10.
gotta bake it and sell it right away and ship it because it's going to be 2 days before it's in somebody's mouth, right?
Correct.
Have you talked to anybody about extending the shelf life? Because I know it's something that you can do.
Yeah. With preservatives. You know,
The problem, if you put preservatives in, does it taste this wonderful?
Yeah.
that's exactly the question. Will it alter the taste?
What does each one cost to make, and what do you sell them for?
The 8-ounce jars cost $2.15 to make. We retail that for $5.95. The 16-ounce jar costs $3 to make, and we retail that for $8.95.
This product will never be in retail. It's always going to be an online. Somebody buys it, you bake it, you send it overnight to them.
Actually, we do have some wholesale clients. We have a coffee company up in Massachusetts.
What are you charging per jar?
We're charging her $3 a jar.
It's not enough margin for you.
Okay, but here's the thing. We're buying in such pathetic bulk right now. If we
Okay,
had
Tracy,
more
in
money.
your best case scenario, I give you the $75,000.
Yep.
Tell me what your margins will be.
Sure.
And right now, it costs you $2.15 to make the small one and $3 for the big one.
Right.
How much can you reduce the cost?
I believe we can get the smaller jars down to $1.45.
Question I have is, on the mason jars, are there any alternative that would allow you to reduce your costs considerably?
I gotta say, the mason jars are a really big draw for people.
Exactly.
You can
It's
see it.
It's
homemade-
motherhood
it
apple
is-
pie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a homemade product in a crafty container.
Right, you suggest homemade, right? Is
Right,
what-
exactly.
Right.
And people do say that to us.
Come on, Mr. Wonderful.
I'm going to make you an offer. You may not like it. I love the product. I hate the margins. I'll give you the $75,000. I don't want any of it. I want $1 from every jar.
$1?
Silence, please. Let me get the offer out. I want $1 from every jar until I get my $75,000 back, which means you have to sell 75,000 jars, all right? And then I want it to drop to 50 cents in perpetuity. And you decide what to do with the business.
Can we just go down the hall for 1 second?
Trust me, you're not going to get a worse offer than that, so you probably should tell them.
Thank you.
How much money does that leave them with if they give you $1?
Practically nothing.
Think what you're doing, Kevin.
Hey, listen, this will give them incentive to figure their margin problem out.
Okay, what's 50 cents? For every shop? Yeah, perpetuity.
That's right.
I like my deal, and I'll sleep tonight with a cupcake beside me.
Quietly waiting.
So Tracy, Danielle, welcome back.
Thank you.
4 sharks were out, and Mr. Wonderful made you an offer. He's giving you the $75,000, but he wants no equity. He wants $1 off every cupcake jar until he gets paid back, and then 50 cents from there on in until you can't bake anymore.
Don't do a deal that could cripple your business.
I agree with him. Don't do something that you'll regret afterwards.
Oh, Tracy, talk is so cheap.
Okay, we'd like to come back to you with 40 cents a jar in perpetuity.
$0.45, you have a deal.
Come to mama.
That's great.
Wow.
Wonderful pie. It is fantastic. Get baking. Good luck.
Good luck.
I'm really
Till
very
10
happy.
o'clock, I'm gonna shoot myself.
Mr. Wonderful will see his return sooner than he thinks, and we're just gonna do great.
Okay, so
what happens to this company is no one's ever heard of Wicked Cupcakes before. It airs at 9 o'clock on a Friday. Here's what happens to a lot of these companies even today. The biggest challenge they've all got on Shark Tank is to try to guess how many million people hit their website when they're on network television. Because they either have to buy servers to get capacity, or they have to go and rent it on the cloud. Either way is very expensive, and you're guessing. So invariably what happens to most of them is their websites blow up. They underestimate how many millions of people are going to go visit their product, and they lose all the orders. Not this time. This was the first. It just happened that Tracy, the mother's husband, worked at Fidelity in Back Bay. And he went to his bosses and said, look, we're a local business. Fidelity had just set up their massive server farm for their online trading business, one of the largest in the world. He worked there and said, is there any way you can lend me some capacity from 9 o'clock on a Friday night here in Boston to 2 a.m. in the morning in Los Angeles? Just in case anybody wants to order this stuff. Help a local business. They're good people, they said yes. They helped him out. Well, we nearly took down Fidelity that night. Nobody anticipated what was going to happen. The story was so interesting and compelling, this mother-daughter team, that tens of thousands of people went to that website. And not just to find out more about the product. You saw what happened. It's very rare with a food product that you can sell it on television because you can't taste it. But you saw Cuban eating that thing. You're supposed to unscrew the top, take 2 bites, and put the top back on. He inhaled the whole thing. 660 calories. America watched that happen and said, I want to try that too. And many, 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 many people ordered it. Now, this is where we start to learn something. In America, when you start a business, 80% of them fail within 3 years for one singular reason. They're unable to get their customer acquisition costs below the lifetime value of the customer. A fancy way of saying they go bankrupt advertising. Happens all the time, 80% of the time. They try and spend so much money to acquire customers to stay alive, they go out of business. Biggest problem in America today. When Scott Newman, the husband, went in to Fidelity Saturday morning and started looking to what they had achieved, he realized that they had acquired all of those customers by the thousands for free. 0 customer acquisition cost. Nothing. These people gave him all their data, their email address, their phone numbers, and everything to get that order for free. So he's not dumb. He went to his wife and his daughter and said, you ladies have to get back on television right now. So here they are, a few weeks later, local ABC affiliate right here in town, talking about their experience. 12,000 more customers. Customer acquisition cost? 0. There they are. A couple of months later on ABC 2020 primetime television network for 3.5 minutes on something called the Sales Challenge, where they use their own truck with cupcakes in it to test different salespeople's ability to sell in the streets of Manhattan. 36,000 new customers. Customer acquisition cost? 0. Here they are with Kris Jenner. What does Kris Jenner have to do with cupcakes? Nothing. But she's on television. Thousands more customers. Thousands. Here they are a couple of years ago in Faneuil Hall, close to us right here, when they sold their 1 millionth jar to a woman from Philadelphia. Absolutely. Now, we knew it was going to happen, so we, of course, let all the networks know. They all came in, they got thousands of more customers. Quick math, by the way, on this. 1 million jars, 45 cents from Mr. Wonderful. This is the highest internal rate of return deal in Shark Tank history. I got my money back in 28 days. It is the #1 cupcake FedEx in America today. Tracy and Danny are wealthy. They're running a business still. But the point of this experience for everybody that came after Shark Tank is they told a story about their lives and their business. And they connected with millions of people in America that became customers, that bought multiple times from them and continue to. They were transparent. They were honest. They connected directly to people, just like them. Storytelling in America is how you build a business. I don't care if you're a big company or a small one. People are smart. They want honesty. They want authenticity. And they want a direct connection with you and the company. That's what these guys did so successfully. They were taking those videos off the networks, chopping them up into 11 seconds, 29 seconds, and 59-second stories, and posting them on blogs, on every social media platform, anything to do with weddings, baking, gifting. Scott Noonan was a genius. He just did everything humanly possible to spread the word of their story and acquire a customer for free, just like you can. And every other company that's come after Shark Tank has done the same thing, or tried to, with different levels of success. These two women are legends now on the Shark Tank platform for what they did. And it's a lesson for everybody that's interested in starting a business. There's no question about it. But there's other lessons to be learned too. So let me share something with you. Shark Tank is actually a television platform owned by Sony. It's on in dozens of countries around the world. It's not called Shark Tank outside of America. It's called Dragon's Den. In